crack. Open the cold one with the crew. Rod J bringing brews, AP got the scoop. Midwest vibes, growing pints, yeah we grinding. Shells of fox and morse, keep your minds rewinding. Across the state, spread the word, that's how we do. From the grass to the cans, always something new. Raise your glasses, cheers to the cherry sauce. And every sip, till the stories evolve.
Hear news blowing up, hear the chatter.
Midwest Beer Show, raising the crowd. Border on the mic with the passion and blast. Dave Z's got the knowledge for an history fast.
What is up, everybody? Back for another Midwest Beer Show here on the August 8th of 2026. Great to have you join us. And Dave, great to see you again, my friend.
Yes. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. And going to get into some of the beer stories and a lot of beer festivals taking place around the area. There's actually a lot of stuff that happened the last couple of weeks. I just stopped from putting too many stories in for the show. It's just like
Great Taste of the Midwest is going on right now. That's always one of the bigger ones up in Madison.
Yeah, and there was actually one of the social media folks was on Instagram sharing that she was up there for that event as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's another thing taking place. And always great to have the beer season when the beer season is happening for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go to one tomorrow. There's Dovetail, which is a great brewery here in my neighborhood. They're celebrating their 10th birthday. So I'm going to head over there tomorrow at 1 o'clock. They got a really nice, cool commemorative glass you could get. Good festival. Always, great European, German style beers here at Dovetail. So I'm going to hit that one up tomorrow afternoon.
Nice, very nice. And I know a couple of the other guys I know over YouTube, Ginger Yeti and also the Beer Patrol. They're actually at one today over in Sandusky. So they're at the Clag event that's taking place. I think it's the 6th annual Clag event they've done there for a beer festival type thing. So everybody's getting out and stuff. I am not kind of relaxing. And then also today, still haven't made it there yet, but today is also in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. They have the festival taking place there too. So
Barrel and Flow?
Barrel and Flow. I didn't realize it was just went through the year so quick, and I started seeing things this morning and stuff from the bottle share last night they had, which is always seems to be a fantastic bottle share they do at that event. So a lot of good stuff, but now they're having that there. So yeah, it's definitely the season. I got to tell you, though, it's pretty hot out there. So I don't know if I want to be out at a lot of festivals in this kind of heat. So I can't wait till Oktoberfest gets here where it's like nice and cool for September.
But they're all out. I stopped off at my Binnies today, and they are all not all, but I would say there's a good number of them. They got all the German ones out there, all the local breweries putting stuff out. But I'm like, and I'm looking, and I'm like, it's hot. It's just too damn hot.
Too damn hot. Like the rent's too damn high. It's too damn hot outside, right? So definitely a battle for sure. As I go in here and grab my first beer out in a bit, which actually will be a nice tie-in to our first story here to share with everyone as well. So shout out to Todd in the house. Good to see you, Todd. We'll be talking about all kinds of stuff with beer here in a second. So just kind of getting started. Let us know what you're drinking as well. Drop some comments out there. Let us know also for you and everybody else watching what kind of beer news you're seeing in your area, things you want to cover. We can definitely pivot and share that kind of stuff there as well. We're always open up to the participation of those watching here. So talking about the first story with the beer news, we had that Firestone Walker teaming up with Marsbrow for their 2026 Oktoberfest lager. And that's something that you actually had come across pulling this up as well. And it just so happens my first beer of the evening is going to be.
Oh, look at you.
It's just the timing had all worked out. So for those of you watching my channel, I do have an unboxing video that'll be going up this week. Firestone Walker sent me their third quarter Brewmasters Collective, and part of it was a 4-pack of their Oktoberfest, which is done here, like I said, with Marsbrow, 6% ABV, is a fest beer. Interesting, because last year I just always remember them doing the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So I was looking to see if this was barrel aged, but no, this is just a collaboration with them, done in that style, almost like how we have it with Sierra Nevada, I think, when they do their Oktoberfest beer. So
yeah, they do theirs every year with a different, like, and it's always like small regional breweries. Like most of them, you're like, oh, I never heard of them, but they're always great.
Yeah, they're always like pretty good things they come up with over the years. It's kind of fun to actually see what they're doing each year and get a different taste and feel. It's almost like the anchor theme of Oktoberfest beers. Each year is a little bit different. So, but that'll be the first beer I'll crack open here in a second. But if you haven't seen it out there as of yet, which to me it still feels early. Yeah. I was seeing Oktoberfest beers here in July. Our last show was a couple weeks ago in July, but I was seeing Oktoberfest beers and I started to see pumpkin. Now I see them both a lot more as we're getting into that race for the heading into that early fall beer scents, right? Everybody just floods the shelves to see what they can get sold before people get burned out, I guess. But this is a brand new German-inspired lager brewed with Marsbrau. I actually say we'll land at 6.2% ABV. So a little bit higher than I thought it was.
Yeah, a little on the higher side, but
it says smooth, malt forward, golden fest beer that dominates modern Oktoberfest celebrations in Germany, which is true because now a lot more of the breweries do the fest beer than they do the Immersion style. So, which is interesting.
Yeah, actually, I looked for this today when I went to Binny's.
Okay.
You know, they had a couple of, you know, like the older one-offs, and then they had the mix pack that we had a few weeks ago. So I'm like, all right, because I was seeing if they had it, I was going to grab it, but I didn't see it today.
Yeah. So this one was actually canned July 21st. Right. So relatively pretty good freshness on it here. So we were looking at just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, basically. So
there you go.
Yeah. You know, but you know, this is one style of lager I can drink pretty much year round. So I'm not upset that it's out early. It's just, it doesn't always feel as right coming out early in my book. So
while you're pouring that, I'm going to pour from Kishwaukee. They're in Woodstock, Illinois. This is their IPA. It's a great brewery. I'm going to talk about them on the podcast coming up this weekend. You know, come out later tomorrow night. But all of their stuff is really good. Great people. So I saw this one today. I had to pick up their IPA. I don't know if I've ever had this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Might be something a little bit different for you.
I thought I was reading that it was more of like a traditional English style, but I'm smelling American hops out of this.
American.
No, that's good. That's really good.
Okay.
It's a lot more malty than what you get in an IPA. I mean, it's a little, I don't know if you could tell, it's not like crystal clear, but no, there's good bitterness. It's definitely more on the West Coast style, but with a lot of malt. It's really good.
Yeah. And this one's a little bit more of a darker hue than your straw yellow color. But I got to tell you what, I'm actually digging it. I mean, it's got a great amount of flavor on the mouthfeel. Nice maltiness, nice grain effect. Nice little bit of a sweetness to it. Very smooth going down in the back end. So it's hard to say anything Firestone Walker does is bad. But this is a good way to start up Oktoberfest early.
There you go.
Yeah, 4 16-ounce cans, not bad either. Let's see here. What is that? Well, we were talking about the Oktoberfest beer, then Dave had his beer there, so I'm not sure which one you're referencing there, Braden. But yeah, cracking these open. Currently drinking Omnipollo IPA, 6.2, but the body of a triple beer is called Omnipollo Hat. Oh, very nice.
Nice.
What's up, Chris? Great to see you, brother.
Hey.
I haven't had an Omnipollo in a bit, so I can imagine him doing a great job with that. And we got Ryan in the house. What's up, fellas? Just had a Citra High from Mantry. Popping in now and say hi, but I'll be back in about an hour or so. Gotcha. I know you were out earlier, too, doing some visits around town. I saw some of your Instagram. So Ryan, one half of Cincy Brew Dad, is another great channel to check out if you have not check them out as well. But but Oktoberfest, Firestone Walker, definitely right now I'll have a review come out on this beer, but so far very pleasant, nice to enjoy. And then what Dave had actually realized, which I didn't realize either, was that I guess this is the I'm always bad with like anniversary type stuff. Well, except my own, gotta be right with the one with the wife, but that's the main anniversary to always remember. Yeah. But it is the 1 year anniversary of the show, so did not realize that was the case. So cheers, my friend. It's been a fun ride. I can't believe it just went so fast. You know?
Yeah, because I was looking and I'm like, wait,
time flies,
I remember
when
we started, I was on an earlier shift and we were doing it on Friday night. So I'm like, oh, yes. Because I was going through like different artwork and then I saw the one from last year, August 8th. I'm like, wait, Saturday's August 8th. I'm like, oh, shit. Happy anniversary. It's a big day for anniversaries in Illinois. We'll get to something later.
Yeah. And it's following the one Thursday, we had National IPA Day, and then Friday was International Beer Day. So, good week to be for an anniversary for sure around beer. Other thing that we saw this week, Toppling Goliath. Yeah. They're getting into the light beer game as well. Crisp, clean, ultra sessionable release. They're coming out, and it's just light beer. Is that the name of the beer? Just
it looks like it's going to be like a lager, just like, we talked before that a lot of these craft are coming out with like their version of macros. So they're low alcohol, low, smooth, easy drinking, 3.5%, 95 calories. So I think they want to jump on that train and get some people away from your garage beers, your Montuckies, and, the big players. Yeah.
I mean, you feel like, I guess it was going to be a matter of time because all your major breweries are kind of coming out with an alternative, it seems, and market will dictate what the supply will be. So if the demand is out there for it, that's what they're going to make. And maybe at some point, there's a few different things that have been shared more recently around some of the IPA fatigue taking place. I wish some of them could downshift from that and get some other beer styles out too, but they are mixing it up some. So if you're a light beer drinker, this is something to check out from Toppling Goliath, about to hit the market. 3.6 gram of carbs as well. So,
but I don't know like how you compete with the big players. Like I was just at Binny's, and actually my Jewel, they had, you get a 12-pack of Miller High Life, just your champagne of beer, 12-pack of bottles. If you buy 3 12-packs, it's like $6.99 each. Like $6.99 12-pack. And I could drink the High Life, so I might have to go grab that this weekend.
That's pretty tough. Well, it's like here we have Kroger, and you can get Cincy Light is one being done by Rheingeist, and they give you a 12-pack for $12.99, but they give you a $5 rebate through PayPal. That they'll send you right back. So you're getting a 12-pack for $7.99 when that's the case with them. So they're finding a way to compete. But again, Rheingeist, as big as they are, they have a little bit more room on their margins to kind of probably do something like that.
Yeah.
But if you're one of the smaller type craft breweries, the Top of Goliath is a pretty decent sized craft brewery, but if you're a smaller one, it might be hard for you to be able to pull that off.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to compete with, with the High Life.
Yeah. And thank you, Chris, on that. Appreciate it on the 1 year. Thank you. So, for you light beer fans, we all know a lot of us Toppling Goliath with their Pseudo Sue series. They're now going to have a light beer that you can actually get out there and enjoy as well. And then we also have some stuff going on here with Budweiser, which is interesting. They're actually unveiling a Beechwood Reserve, a brew aged with MLB authenticated Beechwood baseball bats to celebrate 2026 MLB at Field of Dreams game.
Yeah, Field of Dreams game's coming up like this week out in Dyersville, Iowa. From the Field of Dreams, they got a new stadium there. It's a permanent structure. I think it seats like 10,000. It could be wrong, give or take, but they're going to use like some baseball bats to Beechwood age some special beers. So, if you're a collector and you pick up these commemorative things, this might be something to add to your collection.
Yeah, it definitely could be. It's interesting. We actually, and I haven't put the video up yet, but I think I shared since I went down to Louisville a few weeks ago, we got together at one of the breweries there, Trellis, and I don't have it up here. I didn't think about bringing it up here when I was doing the show, But we went to their brewery, had a great time. They rolled out the carpet for us somewhat, had a nice little tour. And being out of Louisville, obviously you have Louisville Bats there. Yeah. And he knew one of the guys over at the factory, and they provided them with bats off the line that they were going to use for some elements for brewing as well.
Okay.
And the ones that he got were ones that had to get a nick here or there where it couldn't be 100% authentic, so to speak. But it's like something that the most people wouldn't even really notice on it. Mm-hmm. And so we ended up bringing those home, which was pretty cool. And then we all signed one there at Trellis for him to have there in the brewery too, from all the different channels that were involved. But it was kind of cool. It was something there, and it's kind of interesting to see. With Budweiser, do you think that's something that might be gimmicky enough that I'll probably pick up some good stuff from this? Or
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might just be something that's in Iowa. Maybe it's only something you could get there, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw it. If they had it in a single, I might get it for a collector's piece, but you know, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a 12-pack of it.
Yeah. So they do show it will be in limited quantities across Iowa, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It'll be called Budweiser Beechwood Reserve Limited Edition Brew Aged with the MLB authenticated Marucci baseball bats. Crafted from the same beechwood used in Budweiser's signature aging process. So if you're in one of those three states, you might have a shot. You probably, for the Pennsylvania, probably might be in the Pirates area or the Phillies.
Yeah, because Philadelphia is playing Minnesota Twins, so that's probably why it's those two markets, and then Iowa, of course, the home of the game.
Okay. But if you happen to see it or you have a friend there, you might want to check it out. Might be something to grab as a little ceremonial type thing or whatever. So, you know, they're creative. I mean, you got to be nowadays to do some stuff. So let's see. What's up, KO? Cheers.
Hey.
Can we get distribution out here? An independent distributor got bought out, and the big boy distributors just care about big volume for cheap, leaving the small ones without distribution. It definitely does happen.
Yep, absolutely.
And testing out the new Amarillo Citrus Simcoe IPA. Just brewed and plan to enter the company. Oh, well, good luck to you there, KO. Very nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best of luck.
Got the 3 hops working there. So, yeah. Ryan mentioned he was drinking a Mad Tree Citra High. So that's one of the ones where they just use a Citra hop for. They have a Citra High, they have the Galaxy High, and I think they do one other. Galaxy High is my favorite because I'm a bigger fan of the Galaxy hop than the Citra hop, but both are really good that they put out from Mad Tree. So a lot of good stuff happening there. Maybe not as much good stuff happening at this other brewery we're about to talk about, which is kind of interesting story in itself. So up in Minnesota, which we were just talking about here.
Wisconsin.
I'm sorry, Wisconsin, my bad. Minnewaca. Okay. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. So Minnewaca Brewing Company, they kind of got themselves, the owner's got himself kind of in a pickle, and it's kind of interesting being stripped of their alcohol brewing permit. And it gets to a question, I guess, if it's maybe politically being done, or maybe this owner was doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing, as far as other things I'm seeing where, I've seen some other things where he was distributing across the other state line without having the right distribution as well. So I have no doubt, though, that the political eye is what got him caught in the hot water as what it is. And they're going from that. But we just had up there that Wisconsin has went ahead and revoked the brewing license for him, or for his company, and it's on the heels of him just coming out. He said he was going to come out with, if Mitch McConnell were to die, he was going to offer half-price beer when it happens. So it's kind of like, it's a dangerous road to walk when you're putting beer and politics together. So it's kind of like, you know, it's the freedom of being able to say what you want to do or try to do what you want to do, but there's also the repercussions of doing those things as well.
Yeah, and he's also said, you know, the day that the Orange Man dies, it's free beer day, and they even sell shirts I wish it was free beer day at, Minocqua Brewing Company. There's right to free speech, but, if the government's shutting them down because of that, well, yes, it's in bad taste, but it's free speech.
Yeah. And we've had breweries in the past do some things in bad taste and get away with it or so, or get corrected with a wrist slap, like Flying Dog did on a couple things before, and there was a few other breweries. But yeah, this is that's the thing. So if they're revoking it, I'm sure it's going to have to go to court again, the next level. I'm sure he's going to fight it or whatever. And if the guy was doing illegal distribution, I think they mentioned Illinois at one point in the story I read a couple weeks ago.
And I didn't know they must contract brew here in Illinois or some of their stuff. And I don't know if it was labeled correctly. It didn't sound like to me that it was nefarious. It was, just got labeled incorrectly because, Minocqua's been in the crosshairs for a couple years because the guy's so outspoken. So you can't believe anybody would be that stupid. Now, I could be wrong, but if you're in the crosshairs, you're not going to do something that stupid by trying to skirt interstate, liquor laws and all of that. So it sounds to me like it was just inadvertent, but you broke a law, so you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he broke the law and then him putting a spotlight on himself up in the area where he was at, too, doesn't really help the situation. So, although, Wisconsin, I think Wisconsin's kind of more of a purplish type state. I think they have their times when they go one way or another. So it's not like it's total red or total blue either. But
the Minocqua area is red.
Oh, Minocqua is red in that area.
That area, yeah.
Okay, but as far as the state, they're more closer, kind of going to purple, I think.
It depends on the big cities like Madison and Milwaukee are probably more on the blue side. Everything else, it's red.
Oh, if he's red where he's at, so he's kind of pretty much finger in the eye of folks, which is really then it makes it really interesting. Like if you're trying to do a business there. Yeah. And it's a heavy rate thing. How long are you going to survive there before they start shutting you out, right? So I have to question some of the motives on that or whatever. Yeah. Shout out to Noah. Cheers. Great to see you, my friend. Yeah, great to have you back, my friend. So keep an eye on that, I guess. That'll be interesting. Goes to court. Rheingeist, they just became the official hometown beer partner of the Cincinnati Bengals. So always great to see when craft beers are getting a head start. Braxton had done it with the Reds for this baseball season. So now we have another craft brewery out there. Of course, Rheingeist has the Truth, and they have now probably 5 or 6 variants of the Truth. They pretty much went the same way as the Hazy series with Sierra Nevada, where they kind of just built a whole line out around Truth. They're still making other great stuff, so they're not as heavy into it, but it's kind of nice seeing the things they're messing around with that one there. But they're looking forward to being able to do that. And Rheingeist Cincinnati Bengals, 24 and 12 packs of the Cincy Light and Cincy Light Lime and Truth will hit shelves starting in mid-August, so the next couple weeks. And they get distribution. It'll be interesting to get distribution outside Ohio, but I don't know if there's going to be anything they're going to put on these going out anywhere else, since obviously it's the Cincinnati Bengals. So we shall see. But
it's weird because usually we don't get those here. But today when I was at Binny's, we talked about it months ago on the show that Upland had that beer for the Hoosiers with the red and white striped cans. I saw that at my Binny's here in Chicago today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I almost grabbed it, and I'm like, no, I wanted to get a couple other things. So,
yeah, we have to wonder about it being last year's crop or something too. So, how good is it going to be? Is it on the discount table? Then you would kind of know.
Put it in the mix bag. Maybe I'll grab one. Yeah.
Right. Great Lakes, new beer garden party pack, fall seasonals on the way out. They introduced that one here happening. Oktoberfest and limited releases. Favorite Oktoberfest beer garden party pack alongside with the Joe Thomas 73 Kolsch and the Nosferatu Double Red IPA. Which Nosferatu is always so good.
Yeah. And their Oktoberfest, that's one of my favorites. I mean, that's one I grab every year first I see it. Like, I hope this party pack comes out because they got a apple pie Elliot Ness. That sounds amazing. Like, Elliot Ness is such a great, that's more of a Vienna style, if I remember right, the Elliot Ness.
Yes.
Little apple pie in that, and then a German pill. Sign me up for that 12-pack.
Yeah, it's kind of apples becoming a crazy thing right now that we're seeing some of these breweries, not just the big macros. Now you got them kind of doing something here as well. And actually, theirs is a 6.5. Now, they actually do make a Marzen for their beer. Mm-hmm. Number 2 selling craft Oktoberfest in the Midwest region. Did not realize that in the top 5 craft Oktoberfest nationally, according to Nielsen. So they're doing something right, as they always seem to do up there. They're also the official craft beer sponsor of the Cleveland Oktoberfest, which will take place September 4th through 7th and 11th and 12th. And it's Cleveland's largest annual outdoor event. So if people get around the Cleveland area, you're going down there around right after Labor Day or during that course of a week, swing by to a beer festival. Yeah. Why not? Why not? But the German Pils, 4.9 ABV, Bavarian inspired. The Apple Pie Elliot Ness Amber Lager, 6.1 ABV. The Pils carries on Great Lakes tradition as a highly respected lager brewery, first served as a limited infusion at brewery events. Apple Pie Elliot Ness features autumnal, or I guess you say, because you say autumn, but I was autumnal. Apple pie spice flavors to complement its smooth, rich malt body. Blend of heritage, tradition, and innovation. Beer Garden Party Pack highlights seasonal flavors crafted for fall celebration. So let's see here. So that comes out here mid-August as well. So keep an eye out for that if you happen to get those. And then the 73 Kolsch is returning, which is a collaboration with Joe Thomas, Hall of Famer. Joe Thomas from up at the Cleveland Browns and where he had his career. And that'll be in 6 and 12 packs and 19.2 ounce cans. There's that old 19.2. We know that shows up in stores. So you can kind of get a sample off of that if you like. But it is a Kolsch at 5.7% ABV brewed with rye. So you have a little bit of that spice kick there. Mm-hmm. And Nosferatu, of course, if you have not had that one, it is an Imperial Red IPA, 8% ABV, hop bite, rich, roasty, malty character. Yes, it's one of my favorites from them that they actually put out each year. So I know a lot of people look forward to when they come out with that going here into the fall. So scoop it up if you can get it. Let's see here. I know this is start of the whole Bud Light controversy with transgender and aftermath. Honestly, I got friends of all types, but that was a poor move to me. Well, that was like a while ago when we talked about that whole thing. So, I mean, at this point, kind of like everybody's kind of past that, but it was definitely a move that
it wasn't a campaign. They gave the person some beer. It wasn't like a Bud Light campaign. Everyone just latched onto it. So
it's not like
about nothing.
Yeah, nobody could actually go out and buy it or anything like that and everything. Yeah. So it's something that got overblown out of proportion for sure. Let's see here. So we had the Stable Genius making a mockery of Coors beer out here, but probably upper 90% of their drinkers were on the same page. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me check a couple other Sparkles in the house. Cheers, Michelle. Hey. Great to see you. I got the little eggplant parmesan for dinner tonight. There you go. Are you an eggplant parmesan fan? I'm not usually a big eggplant person.
I'm not an eggplant person.
Okay. But I know in the Italian world, that is a staple. So I wanted to ask you, see what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not an eggplant person. I'll do chicken parmesan. I actually did some pork out of tenderloin and cut them into medallions and smashed them down and did kind of like a pork parmesan with a little parmesan crusted. Those came out phenomenal.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yes, Michelle, I think I did know you were Italian as well, and Dave is here too. So pretty cool. Let's see here. And take a look. So American Craft Beer Hall of Fame they've actually got something new taking place, which I was not even aware of myself, which is pretty cool. I got an email, hey, we want you to do a vote on this. So they are actually introducing a category.
Let me see if that went to my spam folder.
Okay. They're introducing a new category to put on the site for top 5 landmark beers, or Hall of Fame landmark beers, I should say. We had to choose 5. They gave us a pretty good list to choose from. So the list gets chosen by the people that are kind of like the board consultants and things along those lines. I don't handle any part of that, but I just get to vote when they actually come up. Some of the beers that were listed were Alaska Smoked Porter, Alchemist Heady Topper, Allagash White Ale, Anchor Old Foghorn, Anchor Old Special Ale, which is the Christmas ale, Anchor Porter, Bell's Two Hearted, Brooklyn Lager, Buffalo Bills Pumpkin, Deschutes Black Butte, Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, Grant's IPA, New Belgium Fat Tire, Oscar Blue Dale's Pale Ale, Pete's Wicked Ale. I know you're a big fan of Pete's.
Yep.
Red Hook ESB.
Classic.
Russian River Blind Pig, Russian River Pliny the Elder, Sam Adams Triple Bock, and Widmer's Hefeweizen. It's a tough list.
Hard to
it's
pick
a tough list
to
pick 5 out of that. And then they go through the same way as for people getting into the hall, I believe. You have to hit a certain plateau of people voting for you to get in. You need to have the beer hit like 70% or whatever that number is. But anything there that kind of jumps out to you, anything you kind of thought would be ones you would be leaning into?
I mean, it's hard just looking at this, and this is the first time I've seen it because I didn't get the email. Alaskan Smoked Porter would be definitely on my list. Anchor Our Special Ale or the Porter. Anchor's Porter was phenomenal, but I think I'll have to go with Our Special Ale. Bourbon County Stout, I think you have to do it because it was one of the originals. I might have to leave Pete's out because I was a big fan of Red Hook ESB. That was one of the first craft beers I started enjoying. And I'm going to leave Pliny off the list and go with Sam Adams Triple Bock.
Oh, wow. Sam Adams Triple Bock. Okay.
That was great. And those cobalt blue bottles, I used to get those 25 years ago. It was so thick. I mean, it wasn't carbonated. It had like the cork,
Yeah, I remember the cork. Yeah,
it was the sipping. It was like 13-14%, which in the mid to late 90s, you didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, looking at it, and I'm not going to say who I voted for yet because I'm going to wait till it actually gets released and I'll have my answer sheet to kind of share with everyone. But I looked at it too, and I was thinking about beers that weren't on the list, right? And it was kind of interesting, like Sam Adams Triple Bock. But then I was thinking, like, how do you not have Sam Adams Boston Lager?
Well, they had 5 beers last year. I forget. I know Celis White was one of them last year, but he put out 5 beers last year in the inaugural class of like the beer Hall of Fame, not the people, the actual beer.
Yeah. Well, that one, I know we didn't, as electors, we didn't get to vote on that one, I believe. I think that was something that came out, but now they have us voting. But I'll have to go back and look to see which maybe that one was in then already. So I was just kind of looking at the list that came out here and just thinking anything that you think that you would have liked to have seen on the list or any other classics you thought.
No, Boston Lager did get it. I'm pulling up the 2025 list. So it was Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale, Sam Adams Boston Lager, Anchor Steam, Celis White, which was my favorite, and Anchor Liberty. So you already had 2 from Anchor. They'll probably get Our Special Ale in this year. I mean, there's a lot of good.
Pale Ale was my Pale Ale I was thinking as well. So that was already in. So, but like Sierra Nevada Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That could have been something as well.
Or the next one I'm going to crack open. Well, not right now. I'm on new meds. I got to drink a lot of water. But the next beer I'm going to crack open could be on that list, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. We'll have to look forward to
Stay
that.
tuned
And
for
everything.
hour 2.
Yeah. We talk about Great Lakes, but Great Lakes could have had some stuff there. I know Dortmunder Lager has been huge for them over the years, right? And that
Their
kinda
original
got
Burning River Pale Ale was
yes.
killer.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's hard to get everybody out there, but you're getting things from across the country. I'm kind of surprised that Treehouse wasn't on there with their Julius, just because
It hasn't been around as long as some of the others. I think we got to get some of these 25, 30-year-old beers in there first before we start working on, the hazy IPAs.
Well, Alchemist is Heady Toppers on there, but they were also looking at the Landmark being something that kind of broke the norm or whatever too, I think. So that kind of opened up a new area. So that's why I think that Julius opened up. But again, you had to have enough people that could actually get even ours Julius. So
and also, people like us, we're not 20s, so we're gravitating towards the older styles too. So I don't know who the electorate is. If it's people our age, it's going to be a while before you see, some of these hazies and new stuff in there.
Yeah. It could be a while. It's kind of like, we just had the NFL Hall of Fame go in, and which is still surprising, but Roger Craig, 26 years, 22 years, whatever the number was, but whatever it was too long. He should have been in a while back, right?
Yeah, he recorded his speech because it came out today that he's suffering from early dementia while he's still getting along good.
Yeah.
But he had to record his speech. It's like, you're either in or you're out. Don't string people along like that. Last year or 2 years ago here in Chicago, Steve McMichael, he was on his deathbed with ALS. He couldn't speak. The guy's numbers were Hall of Fame numbers when he retired. Don't string people along like that. You're either in or you're out. If you have the numbers to put into a sports Hall of Fame, just do it.
Yeah, just do it, right?
Why let these people get old, sick, and die before they could appreciate, let them earn a couple extra bucks by writing HOF on their baseballs or footballs or hockey pucks or whatever.
Yeah. Or just to recognize them while they're still here, just to give them that opportunity. All right, Noah, have fun at your event. Great to have you stop in, my friend.
All right, man.
Kale says, I like Treehouse Julius all day, and I'm surprised it's not included. For that style, it's better than what I can get out of the P&W. Yeah, that was a landmark to open that style up. So, and it could be something that gets on next year. It's a matter of getting onto the ballot, and I don't know if there's a criteria for how long it has to be out for the ones they want to count to get in, but looking at that list, it just made me think of that and maybe a few others that might be out there that weren't on there. Again, I didn't see it from last year, so I didn't realize Sierra Nevada Pale Ale because that popped in my head, or the Sam Adams Boston Lager, but they're already in. And so, going forward, it'd be a nice little fun thing to partake in to see what actually comes up down the line. But, I would take Julius all day pretty much when I had that. The Alchemist Heady Topper, obviously, the history of it, I can definitely see that on there. It's just interesting for me now because that and Pliny, I've had both now. And to me, you got to appreciate them for being the classic they actually are, but they just don't grab you now like they did back then because there's so many other beers that are doing it out there. So, yeah. But I would definitely say to try them if you can get them for sure. I do want to do Pliny the Younger. I haven't had that one yet.
Yeah,
so
that's one that's on my bucket list.
Yeah. And then I had, Firestone Walker. I mentioned earlier they came out with their third quarter collection for the Brewmasters Collective, which is the Bridge Collection. I actually have this one here, which was included when they send it out to you, but I thought I'd just share the beers they have for the Firestone Walker. I mentioned already you had the 4 Firestone Walker Oktoberfest beers that were included. They have one that is called Bless This Mess. It's a collaboration with Bottle Logic. I'm excited to give that one a try. It is a fruited stout with huckleberry and Tahitian vanilla aged in bourbon barrels. Barrels used, Blanton single barrel, Buffalo Trace, 6-year 4 Roses. It's aged for 12 months. They say it's basically a taste of chocolate-covered berries and a sweet cherry juice. They call it smooth with alcohol heat on the back end. Cherry can be kind of a risk, so I'm kind of waiting to see how this one pans out, because you do almost end up getting a medicinal feel sometimes, so people go down that road. They say the aroma, ripe berries, red wine, cherry, and Tahitian vanilla. So definitely excited to give that a go. 13.1% ABV. They also have another one that's a collaboration with Boulevard Brewing. It is the Barrel Hounds Grand Cru. This one is a blended barrel-aged ale, 13.2% ABV, barreled in Willow Creek Malt and Oats whiskey, 11-year-old Henry McKenna, Whistle Pig Estate Rye Whiskey, and 6-year Four Roses Bourbon. And this one is actually aged for 18 months.
Nice.
They say aroma whiskey float with vanilla ice cream. Does have the booziness on the nose. Taste, sweet dried fruit, bourbon, sherry. They say sweet, moderately bitter, alcohol heat to finish. So that'll be a nice one to kind of get into. Then they have their Paraboloid, which is an imperial stout aged in elite bourbon barrels. This is done 18 months as well. ABV 15.3%, 20-year Elijah Craig, Blanton's Gold Single Barrel. They say roasty bourbon, melted chocolate, also boozy. Taste sweet, moderately bitter. Smooth sip with the sharp finish, they say, on mouthfeel. So that'll be an interesting one. And then they have their Churanimo, which is a barrel-aged stout with pineda, cinnamon, vanilla, and graham cracker.
Nice.
So this is, 10.5% ABV. They say this one just 18 plus months for the barreling. 10-year Henry McKenna and 9-year Elijah Craig, 6-year Four Roses and 8-year Elijah Craig. Aroma vanilla bean, cinnamon, graham crackers, dark chocolate, and then taste sweet cinnamon crumb cake, vanilla milkshake, and s'mores on the back end. That does sound all right. And they say the smooth all around there. And then they had like a different thing. So they had like their Primal Elements, which is kind of their part of their sour series they kind of do. But then they switched it up because I guess it wasn't ready to go this year. And you were able to get one of the 2025 favorites to hold you over while that was getting done. It was either the Uber Omni Gruber, the Grain Shift, or the Tenny Troll. So I ended up getting the Uber Omni Gruber, which I need to check on my phone here real quick because they didn't have those three in their brochure. And
well, if it's like those last couple ABVs, you might need an Uber to get your ass home.
Might. Yeah. So this one is 13.6% on the ABV for that one. Double barrel A's with coconut, hazelnut, coffee, and vanilla.
Nice.
An opulent stout brewed in collaboration with Omnipollo and Fro Gruber. So that'll be another collaboration one from them as well. So looking forward to getting that as well. So thanks again to Firestone Walker. For my part, I was able to be fortunate enough they included me in the series complimentary for me to check out their beers, and it's been a fun ride. So thanks to them for being a partner here with the channel. And they got some other stuff happening too. I didn't get a chance to pull their press releases. I think, Dave, you may have got them as well on a couple of things they're actually working on for some new beer. So we may see some more shipments
Stone
coming
stuff too that they sent out because now Stone is part of the Firestone Walker family. I saw those earlier in the week.
Yeah, and I think I have a story down here with that, what they have going on with Stone as well. So we'll definitely get that on. Michelle, 64-ounce water bottle, nice and water. You gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated. We all learn from the water boy.
My Italian sister, Michelle, I'm with you right now. Although this fucking Yeti, that's physical therapy for my elbow. These things weigh a ton.
Yeah, that's why it costs. That's why it costs so much too.
God, this is like a blunt instrument. You could have hurt somebody with that thing.
Yeah, I agree, Kay. He should have been in a long time ago. Started a sports bar on the riverboat in Mississippi a while back. Not sure if it's still around. Yeah, he should have way been in.
I mean, won Super Bowls. He was the first guy to do 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving in the same year. I mean, he didn't have the longevity that Walter Payton or Emmitt Smith had, but shit, Roger Craig was the beast.
Yeah. Well, Vinatieri got in as a kicker, which is hard for some of the kicker stuff to get in. But one of the things they made mention of, too, It was him. It was Vinatieri. It was
Keekly from Carolina.
Yeah, Keekly from Carolina, who deserved. I mean,
Larry Fitzgerald.
There was a quarterback though too, wasn't it?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, yeah. But with Keekly, he had a great career. Obviously, he got a shortened career. I mean, he's only like, how do you say, like 35 now or whatever. Yeah. So he got out pretty early because he got to be out of the league for at least 5 years. Yeah. But they said, you know, with him getting in, it basically should be about what you do in the field, not how long you played it. Because a big knock on why Terrell Davis hadn't gotten in before was that he didn't play long enough. Yeah. But for the time he was in there, he was a beast those years.
Yeah. I mean, they finally let him in. But, yeah. I mean, you let guys in like Gale Sayers back in the early 70s. At the time, I think he was 34, I think, when he got into the Hall of Fame. He was like the youngest. And, you know, medicine back then wasn't like it is now with an ACL and you could be back the next year. Yeah. But, you know, Gale Sayers was the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jim Brown only played 6 seasons, right? So
he played 9.
Oh, he played 9. I think he played 6. Okay, he played 9. So yeah. But yeah, a lot of times they were talking about the length of the career, but you know, you get shortened out of an injury or something that happened, and that's not on you. That's not your fault. Yeah. You know, you still put up the stuff that deserves where you should get those accolades.
Yeah.
Ryan said, "Which Firestone?" Yeah, I keep mentioning it to him when I talk to him, Ryan. I'd love to get distribution as one of the states for him. I'm with you and Hetty and Pliny. They're good, but not worth the hype anymore. Pliny has changed in the recipe to my taste, super watery now. Yeah, I mean, it had a classic West Coast feel when I had it, but yeah, everything's kind of just caught up with this. I had the same thing when I had the High Life and what's their one? The High Life from Cigar City. When I had that one, it was kind of like people were all talking it all up and everything like that. And I'm like, you know, like Dave would say, it's good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna drain pour it, but
yeah, but it's not as great as some people had built it up to be. So,
but you also wonder with like beers like that, they get hyped so much, and especially with Pliny, because you can't get it everywhere. And when you do finally get it, even if it's a couple years later, you're like, this is it. You know, this is what everybody's talking about. But you know, when it came out, no one was doing double IPAs.
Right. Yeah. When it came out, it definitely set that standard. So Ryan's now drinking a Kirkland signature house lager. Yeah. That's the one that got pulled down, right? With the sheets. Yeah.
I was at my Costco Monday. They still had some left and I couldn't pick up a lot. So I didn't get it. I'm going to have to run back and have somebody pick this up. I'll play the old man card. Excuse me, mister, can you help me with that? Could you put that in my cart, please?
The beers often taste better with it. Yeah, I mean, that can definitely be the case because the bar gets set, but there are some that have that, they deliver that expectation though too. So yeah, but it's just tough. Like I said, it's because there's so many other beers that are out there now that do that style. You might not just stand out like you thought you used to, or like you did used to even. So we had that there. The other thing too, let me take a look here. Pull this up. And this is more of a self-gratification share, so to speak. And so for those of you that follow the Facebook page, or if you're here on YouTube, on the community page, I mentioned out there, you know, I had the second piece done with Beverage Master titled Great Beer is Not Enough. Your label still has to sell it. And it was one of those things that I wanted to write about for a while. And it was like, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. And breweries, they got to do better with their labeling. They just got to do better. So the article itself, I kind of talk about some of the opportunities that breweries might be missing, or how they can maximize, how they might be not really getting consumers in they could by just taking these simple type steps on things. But it was great to actually have that put out there, and they ran with the piece, and actually first piece in the magazine. I didn't know, like my last one was like the second or third, but this one's like, right there, like mentioned. So yeah, moving on up, so to speak. But if you haven't seen it, the link is there on Facebook. The link is on, like I said, the community tab and some other stuff. So yeah, but it was good. So I mean, craft brewing and labels. I don't know what your feeling is, Dave. I feel like they still have to get better in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you gotta catch people's eye. However you do it, then, like, you almost kind of have to dumb it down. Your beer people know what it is, but the average consumer who is not a craft beer person, their eye is going to be caught by attractive looking can art, label art, 6-pack cases, 12-pack. You need to do something that's going to get the people's eye and have them pick it up.
Right. And you got to have the right information on it as well.
Yeah.
To basically inform that person so they know what they're actually getting, or date stuff. I had a thing on the community thing about mistakes buying beer, and a lot of people chimed in or voted on about not checking the date. I mean, that date should be out there, easy to see for folks. It should be emboldened, but people put on the bottom of the can or whatever, or on the side. Like, make sure people can tell. Like, because I see some labels, they put it in there, you can't even tell because the ink they're using for the date blends into what the background is, and it's like you're looking all over for it, right?
You look at the bottom of the can and it's smudged. It's
smudged, yeah. You make it hard for the consumer, It's like some of the good ones, they'll have labels, and then on the label, they have a white space, and it's printed right in what the date is, either Best Buy or canned on to give the consumer. Those are how you want to kind of position stuff. So just kind of interesting. So, yeah, that was the last piece I just did. I'll have another piece coming up in there October. I guess, it's August. I think October, November issue I'll be working on next. But you guys got topics out there you think beer should be looking at? Feel free, shoot me an email, drop me a comment on the community tab, whatever. And it might be something I can definitely cover out there for the beer world as well, and try to make it all better for all of us as we sit there to enjoy this frothy beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the next story, I'm going to let you handle this because this is Chicago news.
Well, speaking of frothy beverages, now, this is the 10-year anniversary this is the 1-year anniversary of the Midwest Beer Show. This is the anniversary of the first Cubs night game at Wrigley Field. But August 8th in Chicago is an historic day. This was the day on the Kinsey Street Bridge that the Dave Matthews Band tour bus emptied its 800-pound septic tank on people. And now, if you've ever been to Chicago, we have these architecture tours where you're on this boat, this big open boat, right down the Chicago River. Well, as this boat was coming, not anybody associated with the band, not Dave Matthews, he wasn't emptying the septic tank. The bus driver had it parked over. 800 pounds of fecal water just went on these people on the boat. So you could say, like, they did not have a good experience in Chicago, August 8th, 22 years ago. But it's a huge anniversary. They have a sign put up, Riot Fest put up a sign. I guess it gets taken down. But they have a sign on the bridge that says, on the afternoon of August 8th, 2004, at this very location, the Dave Matthews Band tour bus emptied the septic tank over the Chicago River, drenching passengers on a boat tour with 800 pounds of human poop. No one died that day, but many wish they had. Never forget.
They say 800 pounds of poo on some people. Yeah. On the Instagram post. Yeah. That's
So it's a big historic day in Chicago. It's a Dave Matthews Band tour bus day.
Wow. Was it like a hot day too when it happened? Because that's just, that's even
August,
worse.
It's got to be,
That would be terrible. Well, it was terrible for sure.
Yeah. It said, like, some people said, like, the whole boat then had a porta potty smell, and brown water was hitting people in the arm, and it's not good. Man.
Yeah. I could have said that was pretty shitty, but that was just too obvious to say that. So,
and according to the article, there was a Monty Python skit like vomitorium as passengers were just if you know it, if you've seen it.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. So Dave Matthews Band comes to your city. Just be careful.
Yeah, well, they got a new bus driver, so
yeah. I wonder if it was Cousin Eddie driving the bus that day. Yeah. What are you gonna do, Clark? Well, thank you, KO. Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely check it out. It does seem obvious a lot of things that should be done. And it's like, how do you miss, some of the things here? Thoughts been that the average consumer may not check, but they will taste the difference between a 5-month IPA versus 1 month. Yeah. And not even just like the date and stuff or the ABV. Like, I don't know how some beers can still put stuff out and not list the ABV, that people will know what they're actually drinking. Like, you don't want somebody sitting there thinking they're just drinking a regular beer that's 12% or something sitting in the bar and they try to get out and drive to go home. Right. So,
yeah. Or like in my case, lactose. Put it on there. If it contains lactose, not every beer does. So I'm assuming it doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Dave Matthews Band bus, I would know if I had a beer with lactose in it.
Yeah. So I think beer cans should be standard, ABV, canned on, even malts and hops would be nice. And you do have some that do put the malts and hops. Yeah. Some put the canned on and the Best Buy. They put both of them on there. So there's definitely a way to actually do that. Michelle just says, "Dave, I mean, that means she's just laughing. She's laughing right now for your story." Some of the boats said, "Well, at least we didn't have to listen to music." No, let's just hope their mouth wasn't open when it happened, right? So, gosh.
My favorite song by the Dave Matthews Band is "Don't Drink the Water."
Yeah. And we also got phase 3 news, which is good. So they're opening their first Chicago tap room at former Metropolitan Space in Avondale. Yeah, so this is one that you grabbed there.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Metro Space, and I'm kind of torn about this because I love phase 3. They put out great beers, top to bottom. I feel bad because I still miss Metropolitan there. We won't get into the whole thing because this is only a 2-hour show because it would take the whole last hour.
That was the landlord thing with them too, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah.
So, I mean, they vacated like 2.5 years ago. This place is sat empty. I think they try to use it as like wedding venue, but it's pretty much sat empty for 2.5 years. So I'm betting phase 3 is getting a better deal on rent than they were given Metropolitan. So that kind of irks me, but it has nothing to do with phase 3. I'm excited for them to come, although it's going to be weird walking in there and not thinking about Metropolitan because I do still miss that brewery a lot.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a kitchen as well, which Metropolitan didn't have too. So they'll be able to serve food.
Oh, it's a great space. Ton of space there. They definitely have room for a kitchen. I mean, it's a phenomenal location. So I'm glad, weather's nice. You could walk outside. You're right over the river. We keep going back to this river, but you're right over there overlooking the river. Beautiful, beautiful setting. But I still miss Metropolitan.
Sure. Yeah. It's hard to see good ones when they go.
Yeah. It's hard to see another brewery going into that space.
Yeah. When the bad ones go, you can say, well, that makes sense. But when the good ones go, you're like, but they don't have a concrete date they're saying yet, but they do expect it by later this year to open. Yeah. So stay tuned there. And that'll be a nice little spot you'll be able to get down and check out and, go from there on that point. Speaking of Grav, we see. Well, that's what I just said, Ryan. So it'll be later this year. So we'll definitely keep you posted. Louisville getaway that we did a few weeks ago. Great time going down. I put up some video. I put up the Atrium Brewing video when we were on site. Again, shout out to them. They did such a great job taking care of us down there. You talk about a brewery rolling out the red carpet. We're there. We're having different beers. We're buying beers. They're bringing beers out for us to try. They're giving a tour. We're drinking beer right off the tank line. And just a big shout out to them. So I'm going to actually crack open one of their beers that I picked up. On the video, I actually had shared a sample we were having with what they call their Goober series. It was their Grape Goober. It wasn't available yet. We actually came back the next day because all of us wanted to get beer to take home from Atrium for the most part. That's the only time I've only been on 2 get-togethers, but we only went to a brewery twice at one time, and that's Atrium. So I'm going to crack open their Grape Goober. This is a peanut butter and jelly sour. When I say peanut butter and jelly, I mean peanut butter and jelly. I mean, this beer, you got the peanut butter, you got the jelly, you got like the bread, you got like the crust. I mean, it's just a peanut butter jelly sandwich in a beer can. So if you saw the video, you saw me talk about it there. They had this one for grape. They had another one they did. I think it was strawberry, but they come up with the different things to actually do. So yeah, 6% ABV. And I'll have the individual review popping up there too off the can. But I had to go back and get a goober. I just had to do it. You know, it was just like we went and we at the time got the last one in the cooler. They ended up bringing out more later, but I mean, it just goes down. Yeah, it's just purple. It's just like it's like grape jelly color or a little bit lighter than that maybe, but it is.
Now, growing up, when you were having a sandwich, were you a grape jelly or like a strawberry jelly on your PBJs as a kid?
Oh, it was great. It was always great. I mean, I would do strawberry if we had to do strawberry, but it was always grape was the preference. And I was more of a creamy, not chunky peanut butter person. So some people like to have the chunky version. I like the creamy. But this, like, you get like the white bread, you get like the crust. I mean, it's just, as I sit here talking about it, just the aroma comes just right off. And it's just like, it brings back memories of having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches back in the day. So yeah, this is a nice, great one. If you're a sour fan, I can't say enough. You know, if you can get to the Louisville area, this is something you want to definitely have. Oh, man, that's so good. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. It's like magic. Like, well, I don't know what to do. Yeah. It's like Ricky Bobby and not Ricky Bobby, but old school when the mom's making a meatloaf. Like, I don't know what she's doing behind the wall back there. I don't know, but it comes out great.
Well, I'm going to go with the classic, one that could be in the Craft Beer Hall of Fame. Sierra Nevada has brought back their porter on a limited run. This was always an outstanding porter right up there with Anchor Steams. I saw this today. They brought it back. Like I said, it's a limited run. I can't wait to try this one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cheers, Vanessa. Great to have you, my friend, as always.
Vanessa?
Breadsticks in a wood fire oven.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some head on that one there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Smell the dark malt out of that, the nice, like, chocolate malt.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Porters are definitely nice.
That's good.
Most hated version, glob, slap the bread together to eat. I don't think there's a bad way to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Oh, no, I'm precise. I spread that shit out to the very edges. No, do a double-decker.
Were you a kid that would eat the sandwich, or did you want, like, your mom to cut off the ends?
No, I ate the whole thing.
Ate the whole thing? Okay. Yeah. So you weren't bougie in that regard.
No, give me the whole thing. And, like, my mom would never, like, buy Wonder Bread or anything. Like, we went to the bakery every weekend and got loaves of fresh bread. So we always had, like, bakery fancy white bread.
Okay. Wicked Witch Grape from Fable. Okay. I still got Fable here. I got to still drink. Witch Stay, 7 variants. I gotta get over that brewery. I definitely do. You're right, Ryan. 450 to 500 on the oven, and then precision eat. I don't think. Yeah. just eat. Yeah. Grape jam to grape jelly spread as better.
Now, did you ever buy the goober to mix together with the stripes?
One time I bought it. One time I bought that. But usually it was like Welch's grape and like peanut butter. I was more like Jif, I think, with the peanut butter growing up. I don't think we ever got like the Peter Pan. Might have done Skippy. Might have done Skippy as a kid. But yeah. bread making years ago. Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. With everything else, Vanessa. She's probably sitting there with God when he made the world. Like, hey, you know what else you need to add? Yeah. She's like Bob Ross painting little trees in here. Yeah. I've never made. You're talking to two guys here. I'll say for mine, I've never made jams or jellies. I don't know about Dave. Dave might do a little stuff in the kitchen.
I would. See, that's something I would like to do, but I have not done that. Yeah. Like I'm more adventurous. Like my wife, when I say, I want to make this, she's like, just go out and buy it. It's like if somebody does something for a living, they're going to do it better than you. So just go out and buy it. But I will make my own doughs for pizza. That's why I'm jealous of Vanessa with that nice pizza oven you post out on Instagram. But yeah.
Yeah, my wife's the same. She's just like, just go buy it. Like, Jif is the correct answer, huh? Okay.
I have not had Jif in 100 years. Like, probably because at Costco, I just buy the 2-pack of the Skippy. So I just get the Skippy Creamy.
People always say, like, other people that call it Jiffy or Jifs, and it's like, no, it's just Jif. Like, yeah. Harvested the wild grapes and I made grape jelly from them. See, I would have thought you'd made wine from the grapes, Vanessa, knowing you. I'm fine on my end. It might be yours again, Dave. I think Dave's all.
You just broke up a lot here.
It might have been yours there because mine was still going. Blackberry jam.
I mean, I hear you good now, but
yeah.
All right.
Pound bag. Just all right. The cooking. Costco has 2 packs of Jif, both styles. Costco.
Right.
You guys are all Costco shopper. I've never. I've been in the liquor part. That's all I've really been in Costco. Mm-hmm. All right, sticks there. So yeah, but this one is really good. One of the other stories, because it's not in the Midwest, but it's kind of like watching the unfolding of it. It's almost like a soap opera at this point. So we had Sycamore Brewing. We all know about Sycamore Brewing and the whole. Oh, lost my wire here. You guys can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So we know about Sycamore Brewing.
Yeah, we all know about Sycamore. We don't need to
stuff, right?
We don't need to rehash
that. Took place. Or maybe attempted. Why does this keep coming out? This is the fun stuff of live broadcasting, folks. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, he had a whole Sycamore Brewing when it happened, and having to separate the wife from the owner, and he's basically trying to stalk a teenage girl. Then they went to the whole Club West type thing down in North Carolina, trying to do a remand, get him off the paperwork. And I don't know if the wife is still involved with it or not. If they forced her out too. I know the discussion was getting her out of it. But now they've actually went through laying off some of their employees amidst low distribution, which I think pretty much 99% of people saw probably coming because you guys are tainted there as a brewery now.
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out what they're going to do. But I guess they're going to make another ownership announcement at the end of this month. And it's like, if they still got the wife involved, whether she know or not, and I'm going to get her benefit of doubt saying she probably didn't know, she still can't be involved there. It's going to be like, it's going to go to a whole, I feel like, turnover. And then the Club West was such a bad name either. I mean, it sounded like some 1980 thing back on some B movie you'd be watching, like they're going out to Club West to hook up or something. It's just like bad decisions all around for that brewery.
Might as well have called it Epstein Island.
Yeah, well, they had some other names they were kind of doing with the whole Club West name itself. But it's like, I don't know what they're doing out in North Carolina, but they got to come up with a better plan and what they're actually running under. But it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. The things that people will do out there, it is part of the beer world. They were like the top driver in Charlotte for brewing for the craft breweries, but yeah, they're in trouble. Blueberries harvested for making jam too. More jelly. I don't understand the difference between jelly and jam personally. I just spread them both on the sandwich, whatever one I have.
Yeah.
Back here in Ohio, Great Lakes has now joined the suit against Ohio in the fight over THC drinks. So here in Ohio, Ryan, as you know, they kind of had the whole thing with THC and how they wanted to kind of put them in dispensaries. Dispensaries are like, we don't really want to deal with them because that's not our audience for that kind of stuff. And there was like 10 companies or 10 breweries that got a pass previously through a class action they had there, but other ones were kind of left out. So now you have Great Lakes, you have Rheingeist, you have 50 West, few others that are all teaming up now to basically take on the state of Ohio in a suit. 13 beverage manufacturers in total, it says, to allow them to be able to sell the THC drinks. And the thing is, it's legal in Ohio, but it's kind of like they're being held back over some false distribution because the governor doesn't want people getting stuff in gas station and in cans to little kids. Well, don't put them in gas stations if you can't trust the gas stations. Put them in the other place. What better place to put them in than a liquor store where they actually ID people all the time? Like, like the way people do backwards stuff sometimes is just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling on what we actually see and what's actually happening out here. I did find it interesting though that Great Lakes was a part of it because I didn't think Great Lakes was doing anything on the THC drink side that I was aware of. So maybe they had something they were planning to come out with too.
Well, I mean, the top of it, it's the float shop of the article here. And I remember seeing something about that, but they had different flavors and different like milligrams, like the orange creamsicle's a 10. And then they have like a lemon lime, which is a 5 milligram, a root beer is a 5. So I know I've seen and I've read about it, but you know, they didn't distribute that here.
Okay.
But, you know, and then the national law got pushed back a month where it was supposed to shut down in November. And now I think December 11th, they pushed the date back. So they're still hammering stuff out of, you know, they can continue making these beverages and selling it after December.
Right. So they had Great Lakes with 50 West, Athens Beverage, Seven Sons Brewing out of Columbus. They do some good stuff too. Rheingeist, Wellness of Willoughby, Delta Beverages, Crescent Canna, Cheech and Chong's Beverages. You would think Cheech and Chong would be like, that's big time. And you're not even letting Cheech and Chong do their stuff. Torch Drinks, Uncle Arnie's, Mile High Cure, Hometown Hero, and Lifted Liquids. And I don't know if we got Willie's here. Willie has a drink out too, I think, but his might be more maybe in a different category, I guess. But I don't know if we get that in Ohio or not. Now I think about it, I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
I don't think anything Willie puts out is. I don't think anything Willie's putting out is low dose.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy though. Something to keep an eye on there. So we were able to get an injunction from the other companies that did do this, and so maybe this will lead to these guys getting injunctions, and maybe at some point people will get sensibility about them, and I'll go ahead and allow them to have these THC drinks out there. It's crazy. Let's see. Mark said, I'll drink to that. Capital punishment exists for reasons. That's one of them. What's up, Rod? Great to see you, my friend.
Hey.
Great to have you back in the house. Vanessa said, jams have fruit parts in them. Jellies made by straightening all those parts out, using only the juice remaining. Oh, okay. Good to know. None of the TA stuff in Ohio makes sense. Exactly. It's just, it's all because DeWine or his wife, Fran, doesn't want kids to get their hands on them. Well, kids shouldn't be in the liquor store, so put them in the liquor store. Yeah. So some people say kids shouldn't be in breweries either, but that's a whole different story. Does the THC in the beer even survive the beer making process? No, well, it's not beer with THC. It's actually made differently. But yeah, you have the THC that's part of the drink itself, and that's what gives you the, depending on your milligram, how much you get into it, it gives you your buzz, so to speak.
Well, they have like THC NA beers. I know Go has one out. I've had the owner of it's called Enjoy Comma. And it's a NA beer that has like, I think it's a low dose, if I remember right, 2 or 3 milligram that my friend Peggy enjoyed. And she had that on my show. But yeah, that was like a low dose NA beer. And it, from what I heard, it tasted pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. And I miss you as well, Rod. Great to have you back, brother. Senate just passed a bill to pause the banning of the hemp products. So, yeah. The beer should be in dispensaries, not stores. I don't know. I mean, I think the beers can be in the stores because the stores are actually set up to kind of treat that. For dispensaries, they don't have
they want that. They don't want them because the profit margins don't work well for dispensaries. Yeah.
For what they're actually doing. So now they do have other THC drinks they'll do, but it's not like the ones like the breweries and stuff are putting out.
Yeah, the stuff that they have is a lot more than 5 and 10 milligrams.
Yeah, well, you can get 5 and 10 there though. Dispensary, you can get the lighter stuff because some people just want to get like a 5 or 10 milligram, and it might have a CBD mixed with it and helps them sleep better, right? So there's different ones they have at lower, but they also have a lot of ones that are higher too. So yeah. And you can get that too, Rod, at the dispensary. They go ahead and just get you those straight weeds. You can actually get that. Yeah. So THC seltzers, yeah. So I mean, in fact, the Urban Artifact has their Costello line they work on that has some pretty good stuff there. What am I drinking? I am drinking right now the Grape Goober from Atrium Brewing. I think you came in afterwards. It is a peanut butter and jelly sour, and it is fantastic, like the NBA used to say back in the day. So Michigan, we have New Holland, which Vanessa knows New Holland because she's a big fan of Dragon's Milk. Yeah. They're actually taking their Space Machine, Hazy IPA, and they're actually going to build a series launch out around it. So they have the Tangerine Space Machine, 6.8% Hazy IPA, and I guess they're going to start doing other variants. They're going to be doing the Juice Boost variant. That's 6.5%. Juice Boost is tropical fruit characteristics, delivering layers of succulent flavor that coat the palate beautifully without overwhelming the senses. Their words, not mine. The Uber Haze Space Machine, which is 9.7%. This is a massive imperial-style hazy IPA designed specifically for adventurous beer enthusiasts seeking intense flavor, depth, and elevated strength. Then they have their other one, not the same one, that's the Uber as well. But those are the ones they're building out now, and I guess they're going to be building out a series and some other ones. So, again, I feel like this is the hazy little thing effect from Sierra Nevada, where breweries are coming out doing different things based off of one beer, kind of getting that one design line out. So nice. Right. Who isn't a fan of Dragon's Milk? I don't know. I don't know who that person may be, Ryan. I don't know who wouldn't be a fan of it. Yeah.
You know, we were talking earlier that I couldn't get like their Dungeons and Dragons variant, but when I went to a different Binny's today because I wanted to pick something up, and they did have that there. So
okay.
I gotta start going to this other Binny's to get more of that.
There you go. And that's when it gets into some of these stores and whoever their beer seller is, right, or beer buyer, what they're actually working with. So one might be doing more outreach on distribution than what the others are. So yeah, interesting. It's kind of like, you know, some of our, like Kroger here, some of them have some good craft beer selection. Some of them don't, but it's a matter of who's buying for the store. Let's see.
Yeah.
805 Blondale. I had Firestone Walker earlier, Rod. I had their brand new Oktoberfest. It's a collaboration with German brewer Marsbrau. So definitely something to check out if you get a chance there, because you do get some of the Firestone beers. Peanut butter and jelly sour. It really, it's really phenomenal. It was so funny. It was like, so we were there, and we were there on that Friday, and it came out. No, so we were there on a Saturday, and it was coming out that Sunday. So anyway, we ended up getting it. No, it was Friday. It was Friday we were there. We ended up getting beers, and he brought it out for us to sample because he couldn't sell it to us yet because it wasn't released yet. And we all got it was like 6 of us there that have YouTube channels, and everybody was just like thrown back at how good this beer actually was. So Yeah, I think everybody pretty much came back the next day and bought more because it's just that good. 9.7 is no joke, yo. Yeah, 9.7. I mean, that's your double IPA area right now. The triple IPAs, I don't even know, that's still not a category yet, but usually over 10 is where you start seeing stuff in there. I know Hot Butcher has some like in that triple IPA range, I guess. As 3 beer content creators on Instagram and YouTube, we should all take a moment to tell men also about making a comment, to behave and quit sending unwilling pics and messages to women. That's a good point, Ryan. I actually thought about putting a piece in on this as well. So I'm gonna come back to that in a second there.
Yeah.
805 lager, only $13.99 12-pack. That's actually pretty good for a Firestone 805. Yeah, I would definitely be on that. Dragon's Milk is good, very good. Yeah, which I forgot I even had the Dungeons and Dragons thing till you said that day. That's how much beer I got around here. I forget what I got in the house.
I'm off for a month. I got the next month at least off. I got to just drive to Rod J's and knock that off for the weekend. Just put me on the couch.
I just forget what I have here. So much stuff and everything.
We'll just do a joint episode together, and we'll just sit there, just pull up a chair next to you, and we'll knock some of this off.
Yeah. Hey, Rod, nothing wrong with being in that lane either. You know, sometimes just taking it easier. You don't got to go all crazy with it for sure. Yeah. Sometimes that 9% plus will put you out for the night. So, yeah. But Ryan brought up an interesting point there. So I don't know how much you've been following on Instagram and stuff, Dave, and I haven't spoke to Roxy about it, but I had one of my other followers and subscribers. We go back and forth. She's down in West Virginia, and she put a post out.
Yeah, I saw her post.
Yeah, and I reposted there and got a lot of good stuff back. But, dude, like, I don't know what's wrong with some of the guys that are out here. Just because you see some of these social media women influencers doing beer stuff and they do things, maybe they're in a bikini or maybe they're in something that you consider to be revealing or something like that. And sometimes they're not even doing that. Sometimes it's just them enjoying a beer. At no point do you need to be sending unwanted pics and messages out. You know, make a nice comment. That beer looks good. That beer might be something I want to try. What do you think about that? You know, but the stuff that some of you guys are doing out there is just, you know, obviously you don't know how to control your emotions or whatever, your whims, whatever it may be, but just cut it out. Just stop. Just stop. Don't even do it.
No one wants to see your dick.
No one wants to see that.
No one wants to see your dick.
Stop sending those type of unwanted pictures and whatever other stuff you're typing in and, you know, what you're saying you could do if we ever met up type stuff like that. Don't do it. Just don't. It's just, you're making yourself look like an ass, you know? And at some point, I got to think that there's got to be some legal type ramification at some point that somebody's going to do something. So, but and then guys, if you're seeing guys do that you're friends with, call them out on it. Like, just tell them to stop doing that bullshit. And,
don't even tell them to stop. Just call them out. Let everyone else handle them.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm pretty sure for the guys, you wouldn't want that being anybody saying stuff like that if it was your significant other or your wife, your mom, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, anybody in your family. So just got to stand up and make it done right. So, know the difference between welcome and unwelcome. Exactly. You know, they read the room, right? You know, it's just like,
Well, I know there's certain people, and not that I was going to send any pictures, but I was going to ask a question about a particular beer that they posted. I was going to say, like, oh, you know, I could send you some Chicago stuff or whatever, but they have all their, like, DMs and everything shut off because I'm sure there's idiots that are out there sending shit like this.
There is. And, you know, I'm long overdue to have what I did before, but I mean, years ago I did Women in Beer, had a panel of all women on to kind of talk about their experience, all that kind of stuff. And pretty much was more the fly in the wall than anything. Right. And it was a great opportunity to have them express a lot of stuff they go through and everything like that and everything. And here we are again, still 2026, you know, it's kind of like, and it was still got Neanderthals walking around saying shit they shouldn't be saying. And it's like, girl, I mean, we know there's some in craft beer that still have that frat mentality, but you got to grow out of that, I don't want to say man up, just make it sound like it was bad or whatever, but definitely, know who you are, know what you're talking to, know how to actually, not do some stupid shit like that.
We got to get half made up. We got to get half made up. No one wants to see your dick.
Might have to, yeah.
It could be my next shirt. No one wants to see your dick.
I feel like you may have to do a piece about that and share some stuff there. But just cut it out. Just cut it out, before Lorraine and Bobbitt cuts it off. So Pilsy, a New Zealand inspired Pilsner from Toppling Goliath. So we talked about them earlier. They're also coming out with a New Zealand inspired Pilsner. So obviously a Pilsner with some New Zealand hops, coming in at 4.8% ABV, making it a refreshable, sessionable option for warm weather days, outdoor adventures, and everyday enjoyment.
Good. I like New Zealand hops.
Mm-hmm. I do like a nice hoppy lager. I was on one of the posts responding and watching last night, talking about the IPL versus the cold IPA. And it's like, I still feel like they're very similar, but the IPL was a hard sell for people, where IPA, people kind of knew that. So they could easily go cold IPA, give it a little bit more of an opportunity. But, I like that little bite of hops even when I'm having a lager and stuff. So New Zealand hops are been great as far as ones to actually check out. Mm-hmm. So they make mention on here, Pilsy brings hoppy New Zealand attitude over a crisp Pilsner base, notes of crushed gooseberry, white grape, and zippy citrus, followed by a flash of dankness and a clean, snappy finish. So, we do get distribution here at Toppling Goliath, especially like at our Jungle Gym. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. Which I haven't been to Jungle Gyms in a while. I need to get back over there at some point.
You better get that refrigerator cleaned out first, son.
Yeah. That's his problem too. Just when I think it's out, something shows up like Firestone. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm good now. Yeah. It is a crime. Cyber crime is serious, right? And to the point there, Mark, the one individual that did this for the people that we know on Instagram, and the community did respond back, and apparently got him taken off of Instagram, which is good, right? But it's kind of like, I just don't understand what just the thinking, the mentality of folks that do these kind of crazy things. It's kind of like when you see the Dateline to Catch a Predator, like some 50-year-old dude shows up to meet like this 14-year-old girl. It's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. So
I got some Sycamore beer for you.
Yeah. Need to clip that segment and post it pronto. I got my thing that'll go back and run through the transcript and stuff, so it should definitely pull it up. But if not on that, I was going to do a shorts or something talk about it as well.
Yeah, I'll come up with a logo tomorrow, and I'll come up with a shorts.
We can't put on this. We can't put on the front of the logo. Nobody wants to see your dick. You can't. I'm just saying that'll get flagged before they even get to the message.
Yeah.
Lorraine and Bobbitt. Which is still interesting how they found out in the field where she threw it out, but oh man,
I can't find my keys, and they're right on the counter. I was just gonna find this dude Schwantz out in the field,
and then at night.
Yeah.
Oh man. Garage Beer is becoming more of a household name than it already is or will be. They just actually signed a deal to work with Red Robin restaurants nationwide. So Red Robin and Garage Beer going to be on tap. Garage Beer Classic Light and Classic Lime available at all Red Robin locations, which started back on July 21st. So I mean, it's a decent beer. If you want like just a beer to be a beer, so to speak, and you don't want to go Budweiser or Miller, one of the other ones, the big boys, it does work. And again, we had the original here in Cincinnati with Braxton before they sold it off, and they kept the formula and everything pretty much the same. So you got the lime, you got that. Maybe they'll add in the apple at some point because they do have that variant out now too. So, yeah. I haven't been to Red Robin in a long time. I do like the burgers.
Kill some of their fries. Yeah.
Yeah. Bottomless fries. I think they still do that. So, yeah. Bottomless. There you go. What was I watching? I was watching The Food That Built America. And it was one of the restaurants that came up with, it wasn't Red Robin. It was something with free refills. Or forgot which one it was, but it was basically because their food wasn't ready, so they kept giving them free refills, and they kind of stuck. But Food That Built America is always interesting just to kind of find the landscape of what's taking place here in the country. And then we also had, and I think we may have talked about this the last show as well, but officially, I guess that it's actually out for the Food Indiana Fair. They actually released the corn dog beer from Sun King. Didn't you say you like corn dogs usually?
I love corn dogs.
Yeah, so
I love corn dogs. I love me a good corn dog.
Well, now you get a corn dog. You ever take the corn dog and dip it in the beer or anything?
No, dude, come on. That's sacrilegious. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Well, now you got the corn dog beer that's actually been made available. They also got some pickle beer that's there too. Yeah. The pickle beer is interesting. Like I said, I've only had the one from Urban Artifact thus far. Have not done the Paps, but corn dog beer, I don't know. I'm still.
Yeah, I would try it.
Yeah.
Well, reading the article, I guess last year they did a cotton candy beer.
Yeah,
they had a pickle beer too. So I guess Sun King puts out some unusual stuff for the Indiana State Fair.
Yeah.
I drink it.
Yeah. I feel like for the Indiana State Fair, I mean, it just makes sense to have some wacky thing like that, just because all the eats and stuff you get there, which I will say, Oktoberfest, September, Ryan, I know you're still watching. Yeah. If you didn't get it last year, I would definitely get it this year. The red velvet funnel cakes they make. Oh, my God. That was just like freaking heaven there. Mm-hmm. But we have that coming up next month, and we'll have the breweries here from over in Germany. I'll get a new hat pin for my Oktoberfest hat, but it'll be so much stuff that's going to be going on. It's always a blast. Anybody get to Cincinnati for Oktoberfest, you should. I don't get either, like I said. But that was us talking about those dudes and stuff. What's not to like about a corn dog, Ryan says. So, he's on board with it. Review okay, you got the pickle beer for Frat coming out this week. Okay, definitely look out for that. It was pleasantly a surprise when I had it. I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it. And I do like pickles, but definitely they did a good job. They're lower ABV too, I think. I think Garage Beer, I don't think they're low. I think when Braxton had them, when I had it back in the day, I think it was still around 5% or so. I'll have to go back and double check, but maybe they did. I know they kept the recipe and stuff the same. That's why on the beer, they can still list it as being founded by Braxton with the recipe and stuff. So, but if you go to Red Robin, you can now see that there. And we talked about the baseball bats earlier, but Anheuser-Busch, shout out to them. You know, we joke around a lot of times these large breweries take their shots and stuff, but they delivered more than 25,000 cans of emergency drinking water to Wisconsin following the tornado that happened up there. So great for them to step in and help out the people there that were affected by that. We've seen it with stuff with like bigger breweries doing it. We've seen them with smaller breweries, independent breweries helping out when they can as well. But, you know, we got to still admit that these large breweries are still part of the community, right? They still have the community ties, and people will still come and drink their stuff around town, and they do employ the local population wherever they're located at. So,
they can't drink Minocqua anymore, so big ups to them for sending them some water to Wisconsin.
So shout out to them for kind of helping out in that thing. And this last year, I mean, last few years have been a little crazy, but this last year we've had fires, we've had floods, we've had tornadoes, just a bunch of stuff going on. And we're just getting into hurricane season. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy thus far.
We'll be getting the locusts soon.
Yeah. They start coming with the locusts. I might start reading the Bible because that might be too much to have in 1 year.
Your next piece, I don't know. I got an ad blocker. I can't read your next piece.
Oh, your next one? Okay. So Sons on the Shore is coming up. This is something happening in London, Michigan next week. A festival they're going to have bringing together craft beer, breweries, wineries, distilleries, and anything that's pop up here too. But London, Michigan is going to basically have this event taking place where there'll be a lot of good things going on. And I was kind of sharing it there just for those people that we know up in the Michigan area. Seems like it'd be a pretty good time. Again, it's festival season, so we're seeing these things pop up like crazy for a lot of good times to take place there. So the showcase with them is basically going to be more focused on all Michigan-made type beverages, which is good too. So by going to that event, they'll be supporting all people based out of Michigan more than them bringing in folks from all other parts of the country and stuff, which is pretty cool. And it's along the shoreline of Lake Michigan. So, nice. And then the proceeds also support the United Way of the West Shore. So again, is that tied into the community type stuff that's taking place there? Big tasting festival. They had the food, all kind of stuff. Tickets $50, $60 $50 in advance. But just kind of sharing some news out there from that one. And then Highwire and Appalachian Mountain Brewery are actually forming a partnership. So that's interesting. Okay. Highwire's definitely been through their up and downs. They were here in Kentucky. They had to pull out of Kentucky after they were affected in North Carolina with the, I forgot the name of the one that came through, that hurricane that hit a couple years ago. It was just too much to have them spread. So they kind of got into that. And now they're teaming up with Appalachian. And they kind of make mention of this versus some of the other things we're seeing with other breweries also teaming up together, right? So it's one of those kind of things. They're not going to try to sell out, have a big company come in. There's another brewery they can team up with, take over a new facility and kind of work together, but still be separate. Why not do it? It's a great way for them to run their business models now. But they make mention they're definitely proud to be working with another North Carolina brewery, kind of keeping everything right there in the North Carolina family, so to speak, and wishing them the best. Here at in Cincinnati, we had, and Ryan, if I'm wrong, let me know, but I think it was Braxton that took over their Factory 52. But to show support for Highwire, they still carry their beer so they can still get some profits to help them out. So that's the fun thing about the beer community, is to helping out and the working together on stuff, which is pretty cool. Well, let's see here. Now, this is an interesting one. Yeah.
That's a long piece, though.
Yeah. We're not going into all the pieces of the piece. I mean, this was like a 7-chapter book on this site on this. But we came across a piece where craft breweries are using automation now more to protect their margins in 2026. And it's interesting because there's that side of it where some people don't like automation because you're putting somebody out of work possibly. But for the standpoint of being a brewery and maximizing what you can to limit what you may be having to foot the bill on, it makes sense, I think, to have some automation, especially with the things that we've seen today. And we've seen some breweries that have created recipes just from AI that have been able to do that. So kind of interesting just seeing out there. I don't know what your feel is with like automation making more of an impact taking place in the brewing industry, but I feel like it's something that we're not putting back into the box. I feel like it's out and it's going to be a part for a while. I mean, if it's going to help you, the whole create your recipe with AI worries me because I want the creativity of the brewer. I just don't want Claude or Chat GPT or whatever you use to have to come up with something. But as far as like automation with like the brewing equipment, I mean, we've seen automation in every industry now, the automotive industry, all of that. If this is going to help you like prevent
losses and spoilage, then I definitely see a benefit to that. But I don't know. I think it's all a matter of time before we're just all going to be like V'ger in Star Trek 1. It's just this big fucking machine. It's just taking over everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes some good points there, kind of talking about just some of the things that are noted to be detected by having it. It'll catch when something's on the imbalance maybe quicker than a person would as this stuff is in the tank and kind of going together. So there's some ins and outs with it. There's some good with it. I think there's some points where, they're probably going to have to alleviate and remove some positions because the computer's going to do it now,
Yeah.
I don't think we're to the level, though, we have to worry about like a Skynet type thing, but it's definitely something out there, and it's enhancing business in a way. Wanderer Monsters on the Saturday of Oktoberfest for the Confluence of Hops event. Not to say I won't make the Oktoberfest at some point. Well, because it goes from doesn't go from Thursday evening, I think, through that Sunday. So there's definitely some time to get out there for sure. I think last year I went down on a Saturday or a Sunday. I can't remember offhand. But
what are the dates on that?
For Oktoberfest Cincinnati, let me see here. This year's event will be, go to the homepage, accept all, because everybody checks, September 17th to the 20th.
Shit, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I was just looking at it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm off, but I got to be home because I think Ruby's going to be out of town that weekend, so I'll be home with the dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this year they're adding a new festival attraction, the two-story Glockenspiel, 31-foot clock tower will bring beer garden energy, hourly chimes, and a second-story stage to a Cincinnati-themed backdrop. This new festival feature, which will include a beer garden on the ground floor and a performance stage on the second. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know if Jim Cook will be here this year or not. I haven't heard anything from Sam Adams yet, but last year he was here, which was great. Got a chance to meet and talk with him. You got some stuff on the website for the Festival Insider. Of course, they got to run into the Dotson dogs. They do that. They do the sausage eating contest. We'll probably have Joey Chestnut here. I know he's come before, and he's crushed it. I mean, that dude's a beast watching him in real life versus on TV. And they'll be adding the beer guide here soon. But they do get the beer families that over in Germany that come over usually for this. So you'll have like trying to think of the names. Paul Polliner will be here, and what's the other one? It's on the tip of my thing. Trying to think who it is. But they get there's only 6 families that do Oktoberfest that are traditional, and they get them to come over with the ties they have to the German area. We went there on the same day to meet. Oh yeah, you were here last year when we were there with Jim. In fact, on our picture thing, me and Dave were part of the National American Guild of Beer Writers at AGBW, right? So there's a thing where you have a photo album. I just added some photos. We had Jim Cook here last year, but there was a photo. We all did a picture together as well, Ryan. 50th anniversary of Oktoberfest Cincinnati. So it should be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
4% ABV. So 4% now on the garage beer. Is that what it is? I'll have to look to see what I had it back in the day. Let's see here. And then there was another thing I came across. So Food and Wine had a piece, and it said, these are the only 5 beers to win 3 stars at the 2026 Great Taste Awards.
Yeah, but this is like a European. Yeah, this is like a European thing. So a lot of these no one's really heard of or can get here.
Yeah. Well, Estrella, we can actually get where we're at.
That's a damn good beer. Yeah, that's a really good beer.
We get that. That's damn good one. That's like Jungle Gyms. Party Source has had that before, but it's got to be a specialized shop to actually go to. Yeah. To usually I was drinking that in
Barcelona. Yeah, I was drinking it there. That was good.
Yes, because it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one Dream House, Missing Link Brewing, they're in England, so we don't really get that over here as well. So, yeah, I just saw that on there where it was mentioned. Vault City Brewing out of the UK, their raspberry sour. Well, Left-Handed Giant Brewing Company out of UK. I thought it said Left Hand for a second. Tang Kivik in the IPA. That's Missing Link as well. So yeah, these are all like basically 4 UK and 1 for Spain. So limited choice of beers there. But where was this? This was where was the Great Taste Awards? They had more than 15,000 food and drink products competed, they said. So that's still 15,000 and only 5 got the 3 stars. That's a tough competition.
Yeah.
Speaking of tough competition, the next month will be the Great American Beer Fest, right? So we'll be hearing about the beers that stand out over here. Yeah. So that'll be happening soon. I got to get to that at some point. Just got to do it. Just got to set it up and go.
Yeah.
So, and let's see here. So Sierra Nevada, they are actually in the process of unveiling their Reader's Choice IPA, and Epic, they're calling it industry collaboration. So Sierra Nevada is teaming up with Russian River, Pine House, and Green Cheek Beer Company for this beer release taking place. 7% ABV, packaged in tall 16-ounce cans. Limited edition release. It's much more than a stellar beer, it says. Celebration of community, excellence, and shared passion.
Yeah.
I cleared my throat.
Yeah.
Every year, passionate craft beer enthusiasts cast their votes for their favorite breweries. And this collaborative West Coast IPA brings these icons together. So that's something to keep an eye out for, the Reader's Choice IPA. So Sierra Nevada will be on the front, but it's a collab between the 7% ABV.
Yeah, and it's good. Like you read towards the end of it that the proceeds benefit state craft brewing guilds. So, I mean, that's really cool because, I mean, we both know about the guilds in our state and the good work that they do promoting the industry. And so, I mean, that's a great project. If I see that one, I'm definitely grabbing that one.
Yeah. And we talked Goose Island earlier. But
you pronounce that. I'm not pronouncing that one.
I'm going to say Cocolatl, and I'm just going to go with that and just leave it alone. Because I know, or Cocolatl, because I know the other one's Cocavesa, but Goose Island has added it to their 2026 Barrel House series. This is going to be a collab between Goose Island and Stone. This one coming in as a bourbon barrel-aged stout inspired by the deep culinary traditions of Mexican chocolate sauces.
Where did you read about? I didn't see anything on here about Stone.
I thought it was a Stone they were doing it with.
No.
Did I get that one?
Theirs. Yeah, this is just theirs. Yeah.
My bad. I thought I saw something they were teaming up with Stone on this.
Yeah, no, this one here is their own deal. Okay. They put this one out before, but like I had it a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, and it's got like it's kind of like mole inspired, where you got like some chocolate in there. I mean, it's really tasty, and it's got like a little chili. I think this is a great beer if you see it.
Oh, yeah. They say the name traces back to the ancient Nahuatl word for chocolate and evokes the rich, complex flavors found in traditional Mexican mole, where cocoa, chili, spices, and roasted ingredients combine to create layered death. Maybe I was just thinking of Cocavesa then with Stone.
Yeah. But
boy,
no,
that's a
I mean,
good beer.
I love those like mole beers with the chili. Excuse me.
You talking about me taking a cough drop?
Yeah. That's why I'm going off camera a lot, because I've been coughing all night. But Pipeworks here, one of my favorite beers of all time, and it's so rare to find. It's called Imperial End of Days, and they use this chili in there that when you drink it, it doesn't taste like, you don't get heat from it. It almost has like this tart cherry vibe going. And then, you sit down for a second, then you feel a little heat, but it's just a wonderful beer. It's very complex. So I'm hoping is going to be along those same lines.
Yeah. And they also say, while the final ABV has not yet been announced, the brewery's barrel-aged stouts typically land in the double-digit range, and this is expected to follow suit. Yeah, fans can anticipate a stout with velvety texture, bourbon warmth, layer spice, and a long, satisfying finish. All right.
Sign me up.
Something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
When they're going to bring it out here soon, hopefully. And let's see here. And I never heard of this one before.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, Pay at Brewing is rebranding with focus on who we are and where we're going. I was like, I never.
Because they're out in Boise. How's Boise in the Midwest? Idaho.
Yeah, Well, Dakotas are out there. It's kind of close. I mean, this might be outside, a little bit outside the range, I guess. But, we cover beers from all over, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But, I was like, well, I didn't know who you were before, but you said now you're going to rebrand. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So, which there, it all started with beer, but somewhere along the way, Payette became so much more than that. It became a place to gather after work, celebrate life milestones, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like the whole general line of the brewery and the community and stuff, but kind of interesting. There's definitely, there's times where breweries do have to rebrand themselves to get, a new story or a refresh to them, I like watching Bar Rescue. He rebrands a lot of the time, and it's for the better. So, yeah. And then the Brewers Association, which was interesting because the whole thing with Kona was always kind of a question mark when Kona would be seen as a craft brewery. So the main Kona that we get like in the continental U.S. and the States is actually owned by Anheuser-Busch. But if you're in Hawaii, there's Kona Brew in Hawaii that actually makes it there. So now the Brewers Association is recognizing them as an independent craft brewery.
It's upside down, but that was one of my first tattoos. I got the Kona, their lizard tattooed on my arm. It's faded, but
did you really? Okay.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Kona Brewing when I was out in Hawaii for an extended vacation many years ago.
Yeah. So now they're recognizing with the Hawaii thing. And there was actually a video I watched. Yeah. And the person was saying, I can't remember who the person was that did it, but on the can, if it had like these like rings at the top, that meant it was done at the Hawaii one, which was the independent versus what we see as a regular can in the States. So there is a difference, but good for them to be able to be recognized out there and hopefully set themselves different. But I like the Kona. I like the Kona beers. Yeah. I don't know if the Kona in the States, how much they changed it from what they might be doing. Like was it the one with the surfboard on it, something lager, I believe, and a couple of other stuff they do. I don't know how big the difference may be, but
like when they took over Goose, like the national stuff they put out wasn't the same. The Goose IPA definitely is not the same Goose IPA that we drank here 20 years ago. Yeah, they definitely alter it and probably make it more for mass production.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so can be definitely different on those lines. Speaking of Goose, also, have you been able to go back and have their Honkers Ale? Because they didn't bring that back out earlier this year.
Yeah, for a while it was out in 12 packs, and I picked it up. Phenomenal beer. I mentioned on the show last week is I tried to get to the location. I couldn't. I got a gift card that I can't use because there's no parking. And it's too hot to walk a half a mile to go in to get a growler. So I don't know. But no, Honkers is killer. Killer beer. Okay.
Yeah, so I remember having that years ago. So it's good they brought that back and everything. Yeah. We talked earlier about Minocqua, and you have to wonder, is it dangerous for breweries to get into the political type realm. So Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, stumps for Braun at Trapdoor Brewing. So Braun is actually out in Washington and is running for Congress. So Mike Johnson came to an event with him at one of the Washington type breweries, and it was Trapdoor Brewing they were actually at. And it was kind of interesting, just a piece that was out there about it. And it's kind of,
did you lose your mic?
it beeped for a second, but you should hear me now. Yeah. Where he basically was stumping for this guy. And it's kind of like, I feel like breweries, a lot of people can easily, there's conversations we know historically that have started around politics in like breweries or in pubs and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a commonplace for kind of doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But do you think it's like different now though, where we're at? Because I mean, I feel like the brewery might be in a risk. I know there's been responses to him doing that out there. Like one of the employees was basically on the piece where you're looking at asking people to not like boycott them or whatever because they did that, because I guess there's been threats out there on stuff that, and it's kind of just one of those weird type things like, can breweries still walk that line and have political events type there, or is it a point now where things are just like you might be better to stay away?
You know, the margins are so tight. Why piss off half the, I mean, depending on what your area is like, you know, if Trapdoor's area is all red, then fine, it's not an issue. But you know, if you're 50-50, whatever, why alienate half your customers? Just don't do anybody.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I don't know if you looked at the piece, but reading some of the comments and stuff from folks, and like one here from this one person, like if you follow up on why prior employees have left this year, then it isn't at all shocking. Another person is, Stroh could just be sick of being in today's beer racket and simply picked a hell of a way to commit commercial suicide. And the other exclamation makes him look even dumber. It's just like some of these things that are coming in from some of these different responses. It's like you're setting yourself up to be possibly in a situation there, right? So, but then again, aren't we used to like politicians going out in the communities to kind of do things, right? So
yeah, but not having an event hosted by Mike Johnson.
Yeah, I don't even think they hosted. I think they went there to kind of do like the handshaking and meeting people, and I think like some of the employees were kind of thrown back when it actually was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a planned event. I think it was kind of like they went there and trying to meet constituents and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of it's an interesting thing right now. So. It's just something that made me just kind of think when I saw that earlier. And I think this was actually done by Jeff Allworth, possibly. He does a lot of good pieces. But like one of the employees had kind of asked again. He says, you know, I'm seeing people online suggesting and targeting breweries, restaurants, other businesses that we have collaborated with at Trapdoor. Please do not do this. And it's kind of like he had a thoughtful response stuff back to and thanking him for the comment. But it's just like, it's kind of crazy because that person that allows it to happen as the owner, then you're putting the livelihood of your employees in risk too. If people stop going there, they don't have a job, right? So it's kind of interesting. It's one of those things out there where it's kind of like, you got to be careful when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't taste good in beer is politics. For a lot of folks, you're definitely correct. Politics and religion, they say. So, right. So it's just kind of interesting to kind of see that out there. And then the last one I had here, which I had no idea was the case, but it may mention that I pulled the wrong thing up here.
Yeah. No, you had the Lincoln wrong.
Yeah, I did have it wrong. Well, there was a link out there where Mexico has now become the world's largest exporter in 2025 of beer. And I just like, of all the countries that kind of drink beer, which we know Mexico,
Germany,
Dos Equis has its space here in our market. But you think of Germany, think of the U.S., you think of the U.K., and think of
Belgium,
and like New Zealand. And it's like, wow, Mexico is now the largest exporter. Just kind of caught me off guard. But then again, think about how big the lager movement has been. Yeah. You know, for a lot of people looking at kind of that lager type feel, and they're drinking the Mexican type lagers here. So it's interesting. Mark says, looking forward to cool temperatures and delicious dark beers on chilly days. Yeah, I mean, usually I'll do stouts and stuff during the summer as well. I just had so many IPAs I had to get out the fridge. But it's about to turn, my friends. I'm going to have a lot more stouts coming up here. Not because of the seasonality, but I can finally just drink them and not worry about it. Because the stouts that I have are all big stouts and they can last a long time. Even got a mead I'm going to be sharing at some point here as well. Yeah,
actually, it's funny you mentioned that. A buddy of mine sent me a message. He's like, have you ever had a mead? I said, a couple years ago, this place in Chicago, unfortunately, they closed down. He's like, a good buddy of mine owns this place downstate. He's like, I'm going to hook you guys up. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, nice. Love a good mead. Yeah, we had one of our places here that did it for a bit. They were kind of doing it. They were kind of like if there's a gypsy mead type thing, they were kind of doing it like that. But yeah, I got mead a while back and had not had a chance to crack it open yet. So I do have that down there. And then I don't know, Ryan, don't rush it with the fest beer and pumpkin beer. I mean, obviously I had one tonight, but I'm still working my way in. Pumpkin beers, that's an October thing for me. I'm not ready to do the pumpkin. In fact, I got pumpkin beers from last year I haven't done yet. I got the what was the one that just came out? The Rum Barrel Pumpkin. I still got to drink that one. And then I have the Maple Warlock. I got that one. But speaking of pumpkin beers, cider Pump Queen is being released this year for the first time by Southern Tier. So you get the Pump King, the Pump Queen, which is going to be at the cider, and then you also got the Warlock. So something else to keep an eye on out there. Mark's having I like that one, Mark. Yeah. That's a really good beer. Tank 7 is fabulous.
I haven't had that one in a minute, but that was always good.
Yeah, that is a really good one. And then Mark's there with Ryan as well. And then no pumpkin now. Mid-September, right? So it's out. It's on shelves.
Yeah. I got to put a hoodie on before I drink a pumpkin beer. It needs to be like flannel shirt and hoodie weather. Yeah.
We can get into some of the Oktoberfest beers. We're less than a month out from that pretty much. So get those rolling. But the pumpkin, let's hold off. Let's get to Oktoberfest first. Then really start to enjoy some of the pumpkin. But that's really a take on a lot of stuff that we saw this week. I mean, there was actually a lot more, but we try to keep it to a time fashion here, about a couple hours or so when we do it. But anytime anybody else would like to let us know beer stories you're interested in, shoot a thing to Dave or I, or put it on the community page, and we could definitely look to discuss with some of the upcoming episodes. Got to grab some of them now before they go on. Usually there's some left. I'm just saying. That's why they come out so early, because people don't want to be the last one standing.
It's all right. I'll be the last one standing. That's fine.
Cheers, Desert Motors. Dessert, because two S's will be
Desert Motors.
Desert Motors, Desert Motors. Two S's will be dessert. But and actually not a link to join. We actually just do the show here like this and stuff, and I appreciate that. But always feel free to join us there with the comments and everything. But that's what I actually have here. Main thing you got upcoming you want to mention before we?
I'm going to do this week. I'm doing different stuff with the podcast, so I'm doing a whole piece on the last American ashtray, where ashtrays were everywhere. Now they're gone. So a little quick 5-6 minute piece on that. I'm going to talk about Lone Star beer on the show coming out in 2 weeks. So I'm going to have an author of a new book all about the history of the Lone Star beer, the Texas's beer. So that's going to come out soon. Got a long piece already written about the best beer salesman who ever lived, Chicago's Harry Carey. People know him from St. Louis, and he sold just a ton of beer. So that was pretty good, digging in the rabbit hole on that. So a lot of good things coming up in the next month or so.
Very nice. You say Harry Carey, and it just made me laugh because I I'll never forget the Will Ferrell skit when he does Harry Carey, all that stuff like that, and he's just like, and he's with Norm, and he's like, no, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself up? He's like, I'd slide myself all in mustard, and I would just chew myself up or whatever he said. But no, some good stuff there, and well, thank you, sir. Yeah, I've been published previously, but I just released a second article. So actually, in the community tab, I have the link to it talking about beer labeling and so different things being done around beer. Joe D, great guy. Joe D, he has this Saturday night as well, so he probably just finished over on his. But yeah, we actually don't have a link when we open it up. We just kind of do our thing here for the show. But you know, there might be times when I have friends and stuff up that we can kind of do that, but just not on this one here. But yeah, upcoming stuff here. I've got reviews that I'll be dropping. A couple more things from the Louisville trip. I'll try to get those set up here for this week. I got the unboxing I'll be dropping from Firestone Walker and what they sent to me in that third quarter shipment. Couple other things. Might have the piece about the way some of these beer guys are treating the beer women, so to speak, as we talked about earlier. But yeah, other stuff like that. A lot of things lined up. A couple people that definitely want to come on. With some interviews and stuff. We spoke with the owners down there at Atrium and Noble Funk, and then talked to people at Country Boy, some other spots, and they gave me all their information. So I'm going to try to get them set up for some interviews and stuff. And then me and Dave probably have some guests on some of the Midwest beer stuff as well. So a lot of good things in the hopper. The problem is time. It's just finding the time to get everything done. So we're going to be actually getting all that stuff put together. Desert said, dude, well, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. And he said he's 25th Firestone Walker box bottle sitting next to him right now. Very nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because they got their 30th anniversary here. Once I had their 30th anniversary ale, I still need to do that at some point here too. It's a lot of beers, a lot of stories. I'm going to have more pieces that I'm going to be doing. I have another piece coming up here soon that I've been sharing away from just the beer reviews, but more beer type perspective stuff. So a lot of good stuff happening with the channel. So appreciate everybody definitely subscribing. If you see other people that might want to hear some of these things and share, make sure you share the channel out for myself, share it out for Dave for Beer in Front. And then, just keep coming back, keep hanging out. Let's keep having fun and enjoying the beer ride that we're on. But for me,
and don't show anybody your dick. No one wants to see your dick.
You're gonna have to really put that on a t-shirt at some point. Yeah. New line of Beer in Front merch. Yeah. But it cracks me up. Thanks for everybody tuned in, and Didi, better late than never, but we are about to get out, my friends. So great to see you, brother. And we will catch up with you guys probably not in 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks with some stuff going on, but stay tuned, keep coming back, check out the community stuff, check out the other videos, and everybody have a great rest of the weekend. All right.
Cheers, everyone. Right. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in. It's been a ride. Rod J and Daisy, we here with pride. Midwest beer talk as we glide. Catch us again. Don't let this vibe slide. Like and subscribe. It's the key. Rod J BeerVentures. Join our spree. Beer in front. We got the flow. Catch us live. The good times grow.